Welcome to the It's Never Too Late show. I'm Marjorie Fiore, and I'll be your guest host for today's show. Today, I'll be interviewing Suzanne Oshima. Suzanne's the life and love transformational coach at Your Next Amazing Story. And today, we're talking about, should you date a separated man who is close to finalizing his divorce? Inquiry minds want to know. But Suzanne, before we jump in, I'd love for you to share with the audience who you serve and why.
Sure. So I help single women transform midlife into their best life and find love again in their next chapter. And the reason why I do this is because, number one, I am so passionate about helping single women find love again. But number two, it always breaks my heart when I hear a single woman that's in midlife and she feels like, it's too late for me. I guess I'm just going to be alone the rest of my life, when I know that's not how it has to be. Is you can find love again at any age. I have plenty of clients that have found love again, and they, trust me, were the naysayers, and then they found love again. So I know it's possible. It's all about believing what's possible for you too.
Great. Suzanne, I love what you do, and I love that you help us navigate the online dating world. And, let's just say that, okay, I've jumped in, I've been on a few dating sites, and I haven't met a lot of quality men on the sites. I'm talking for a friend. And then you're frustrated because you finally meet somebody, oh my gosh, this person has all the best qualities I'm looking for, but then you realize he's separated, not divorced. And you don't want to be a rebound. We all know how long divorces can take, but we also know that men kind of get out there a little more quickly, and you don't want to miss out on opportunities. So, is it worth exploring? Do you just kind of say, nope, when you're done, let me know? What are your thoughts?
So it's a great question, and it's also, quite honestly, it's a touchy subject, because I know, like, a lot of my clients feel very much about a separated man on a dating site. Nope, I'm not even going to touch that, because you're still married, and even though you're separated and maybe you're planning to get divorced, I don't want to go there. But let's face it, sometimes we miss that it says that he's separated, and so, like you said, you may find out later on after several conversations, oh, I thought he was divorced. Oh, shoot. He's separated. And you may be saying in your head, oh, my rule is I don't date separated men, but we match on so many values and we really have a connection. And so this is what I would say is it's fine to explore what's possible with him. But what's not okay is to put all your eggs in one basket, meaning don't just focus on him. Don't just date him. Date other men at the same time so that you can really see, as you're going along in the process, is he truly ready for a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, because, like you said, I think you mentioned sometimes men can get back out there more quickly after a divorce or a breakup. And while that's sometimes true, not everybody, because I hate to generalize, sometimes that can be true. If a man gets back out there so quickly, it can also be a red flag. And here's why. Has he truly processed and gone through the healing process of losing this relationship or divorce? Because a loss is a loss. It doesn't matter who initiated it or if you were on the receiving end, a loss is a loss, right? And so if someone jumps too quickly back into dating, it can be their way of not wanting to feel the pain of the breakup or the divorce. And so they want to distract themselves with somebody new. And the problem with that is later on, it can rear its ugly head if they didn't process the loss and then going through the healing process.
And also if they didn't own up to their portion of it. Even if they didn't want the divorce, and then we're all part of it. You know what I mean? Like if they didn't, own up, and I've never been divorced, but I know some can take a long, long time. So, and I think a lot also when people get to the divorce stage, a lot of people have just been done for years, and it just took that. So, you're dealing with that, but I think every situation's really different. But I think it's also okay to have a hard and fast rule for yourself. If you really just say, I'm not going to date separated men, that could be your rule, and you have to live with that. But yeah, I think that every situation is different, and it just really does depend, because some can take a really long time and they've been mentally done, emotionally done, but then you're thinking, okay, then why aren't you divorced? Like, why doesn't that happen? And I don't know all the ins and outs, but I think you need to take it case by case.
That's a great point, because you're right. I have heard of some people that they may have just gotten divorced, but they may have been divorced in their head for the last 5 years. And I've heard this, where people will stay together for the children until the children are like off and gone to college.
Right.
So You're right. You should take it on a case by case basis. But I think the other thing, like in taking it by a case by case basis, and let's just say, well, Suzanne, I really like this gentleman. He's got so many common values. I feel like we're so aligned, but he's separated and he's about to get divorces. It's important to find out, what he wants. What does he want in the future? Does he see himself getting married again? Does he see himself never getting married again?
Right. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. And then ask yourself, what do I want? Do I want to get married again? Or maybe I have clients that don't want to get married again either. And they're like, I just want companionship. I want partnership. So it's important to be honest with yourself about what your needs are, but also what are his needs and what are his thoughts. And if he comes back with, I just want to have fun, that's code for he's probably not looking for anything serious.
Right. And I think it's so, that is one of the cool things about being in midlife and dating, is that it's so empowering to be like, yeah, that looks great, and we probably could have fun, but I'm looking for something different. Like, I don't think we would do that in our 20s and 30s. We're like, oh my God, I want to get married and have kids. And you know what I mean? It's kind of like cool to say, I'm doing this dating thing, but I really want to find a life partner. And then just to be okay with, next, that's not going to work for me, or we have different visions. And it's such a maturity thing. But again, that's the only word I can think of is empowering. Like, just to have peace of, like, have your head and heart in the same place, and not be like desperate that you want a companion or a partner, when you know that this is somebody who just wants to date because they've been married for a long time and now they don't want to be married anymore. Yeah.
And, the other thing that people should really think about, because I know some people will say, oh, if he says I'm never getting married again, some people, not everyone, some people will say in their head, oh, but when he gets to know me, he'll want to get married again, right? And could he? Of course he could. But to go in with the intent of, I'm going to change his mind, right? And I think I can change him, that's the wrong place to come from, right? Is you have to accept what he says. And if he changes his mind, great. But again, like I said, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because you may be sorely disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I think it's also important, like you've always said, I don't think you really said it's a numbers game, but it kind of is a numbers game. That's why it's important to kind of like, chat people up in the store and make sure you're kind of, you're open to experiences like that, and whoever catches your eye, and just being more aware of those signals and those opportunities, and taking advantage of them. So you're not just, you have one focus, one chance, it's all or nothing. I think that's, regardless of a situation, when you're first starting out, you definitely don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good. This was good. This was really good. And I know that you, this is just a snippet to tease your listeners, but I know that you have a free online masterclass that goes a little deeper, much deeper, and it's called The Secrets to Meet a Quality Man. I love that you have the word secrets in there, and quality.
Well,
but can you tell? Yeah.
Because everyone wants to know the secrets.
Right. Just tell us now. No, but tell everybody where they can, actually tell us a little bit more about it, and then how they can get registered for it.
Sure. So in this free masterclass, I tell you the number one way to meet a quality man. Number two, I share with you, if you're doing online dating and it's not working for you, I promise you this, it's not the site. I will share with you what you may be doing wrong and the mistakes you may be making. And then number 3, I will tell you how to turn it around so that you can meet a quality man online. Trust me, it is possible. A lot of my clients have met quality men online. But again, we want to turn this around. So to sign up for the masterclass, you can just click right here on the video. If you're watching the video, if you're listening to the podcast, just go to yournextamazingstory.com and click at the top of the page and you can sign up for that.
Great. Go get signed up, everyone. And thanks so much for joining us on the It's Never Too Late show. The show is available in both video and podcast format. And like Suzanne said, it can be found at yournextamazingstory.com. Take care.